My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom. Yeah.
My name is Zainab Sammaz, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jan Faria, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes.
Take one. Well done.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paolini, and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Ready? Play.
Novak Djokovic has dispatched with Lorenzo Musetti with consummate ease. He has won this round 4 match in Miami. 6-2, 6-2. Musetti hitting 10 winners to 18 off the racket of Novak Djokovic. 17 unforced errors from Novak and 18 from Lorenzo Musetti. Doesn't really tell the story, but the 6-2, 6-2 scoreline probably does. It was, in the end, a much more comfortable victory for Novak than I had suggested it would be ahead of the match. Hi, Jean, and hi, Jake, as well. A nice little bonus stream indeed. Just also having a look at a few more stats. Djokovic winning 75% of his first serves, whereas Lorenzo Musetti won just 35% of his second serves. There was a stretch of the match where I believe Musetti was broken 4 times in a row. We might get to hear from Novak in a moment, but before we do, I'm just going to go back to social media and have a look at a few things that I can see from the Talking Tennis parish. We have a tweet here that I'd like to share with you from Mario Boccardi, which I'm sure you'll be delighted to see. Do let me know your thoughts on this match, but also Novak's chances of indeed winning the event, as Jean posits. So players against whom Djokovic hasn't lost more than once in 9+ meetings. Nice stat here from Mario. Jeremy Shardy, Andrea Seppi, Milos Raonic, and Taylor Fritz. Gael Monfils, Richard Gasquet, Radek Stepanek, Viktor Troitsky, his compatriot, of course, Grigor Dimitrov, 12-1. That's a very impressive one. Gilles Simon, 11-1. Karen Khachanov, 9-1. Lorenzo Musetti, 8-1. And Feliciano Lopez, 9-1. Some pretty spectacular names there on that list. I mean, Taylor Fritz, 10-0 as well, is mega. Some top 10 players there. I mean, yeah. Grigor Dimitrov, of course. And, of course, Djokovic winning today in straight sets will play Sebi Korda, who won in 3 sets. At the end of my sort of post-match analysis and thoughts on the match, I will then come to that and look forward to the quarterfinal against Sebi Korda. I'll also come to the live chat as and when, so please get your questions in and thoughts, particularly on this. In fact, there's one very poignant question here, I think, from Jake. Out of curiosity, what areas of Djokovic's game do you think have regressed in the last few months? Haven't watched enough of him. I can give you one pretty easy answer to that. As I see, we just switched to Berrettini de Minaur. Berrettini winning the first set there as well. So, but he is certain to stay in the second. I think there was a very easy answer for me on this one, because although we're obviously seeing a good day for Novak, I do think, and it was very physical, those first 5 games. And I thought at this point, because Lorenzo Musetti was defending so well, making Novak hit so many extra balls, and also defending with interest in terms of him being in really defensive positions, but hitting the ball very deep and making Novak run so much. I thought at this point, this is going to be difficult for Novak to maintain. And those first 4 to 5 games were very promising. Musetti breaking pretty early. I think he went up 2-love, didn't he? Lorenzo Musetti. And at that point, you're thinking, very interesting. But yeah, so in terms of Djokovic, 5 sets. Yeah, I know 4 sets wasn't long ago when he beat Carlos Alcaraz, but we saw how he was physically then against Federer in the next round. I think it's going to be difficult for Novak to win a Grand Slam in the rest of his career. Win a Masters, quite possibly, but he's going to have to have a nice route, if you like, to the final, which I think he has got in Miami. So this might be. Is this going to be, if he does win this title, is it going to be his last Masters? Monte Carlo has been a pretty difficult one for him in recent years. That's next on the horizon. I say difficult. I can't remember the last time he made a final. Maybe someone can mention in the live chat. And also Madrid. Again, it's been a long time since he made a final there. Rome, of course, he won in 2022, I think, might have been his last title there. Who won it in 23? Someone else can also let me know in the last chat. Gene saying Miami might have been Federer's last Masters title. It may well have been. But yes, so I think the physical side of things. But I think there is another point, which is the movement, which I think was compromised last summer with the knee injury, but we are another year on. So, yeah, I think the movement was exposed at times last year. And I think, again, it will be, and it has been. So, yeah, he's going to have to shorten the points a bit. And I think even although Andy Murray's not exactly Mr. King of shortening points, I think that is something that Andy has highlighted as well that may be necessary if Novak is going to prolong his career, particularly in a successful manner. Cool. I'm not here to talk about Berrettini de Minaur, even though it is unfolding in front of my very eyes with Berrettini saving 3 set points, as Sean highlights. So the movement as well. And I do think against the elite performance, i.e. Yannick Sinner in particular, but also Carlos Alcaraz, if he can get that mental sort of side out of it, because I do think there is a mental issue that Carlos has when playing Novak. I think that could be an issue. And I even saw it in some of these losses that Novak has had over the last 12 months or 15 months to de Minaur and Mahac. He's not normally losing to players like de Minaur and Mahac like he has done over the last 15 months. And even Tabilo as well. So, yeah, that's where it is. That doesn't mean he can't win another Masters, though. Does it mean he can't win another Slam? Probably, particularly as Yannick Sinner will be back by the French Open. Back to today's events, though. Yeah, so we had that early break for Lorenzo Musetti, and I was almost about to tweet stuff along the lines of, I told you this was going to be close. I told you this was going to be competitive. In fact, we can look at some of my early tweets from the match right now. I'll share this on the screen with you. So we've got it here. I'm going to share this here. That's some Nuno Borges news there. Oh, yeah, there was the shot clock issue as well. Yeah. So here we go. Here's my first 3 tweets of the match. Novak Djokovic, after getting a warning for not sticking to the shot clock. Well, yeah, we'll come to that. Lorenzo Musetti doing a great job of making this physical, I said just over an hour ago. Well, just over an hour later, the job was done for Novak. Not even Novak Djokovic could endure this for over 3 hours plus. Well, he didn't need to today. Didn't barely to do it for just more than an hour in the end. There was the shot clock warning, which also was an indication of where Novak was at in terms of him really struggling physically with those lengthy rallies and being made to run all over the court by Lorenzo in those first sort of 5 games. I think it was the 5th game where he was serving and he needed that extra pause. And so he said he was about to approach Fergus Murphy, wasn't he? But then he stopped himself in his tracks and just thought, you know what, I'll discuss this at the change of ends. And that he did. And he said, what are you trying to achieve? This is not your first match. There was a fairly lengthy conversation, but the ultimate response from Fergus Murphy was, all I can say is keep watching the clock. We've been doing this for about a year now. And that pretty much ended the conversation. Novak buckled down and won the next 3 games to see out that set and then begin with an early break in the second set. And that was 4 breaks in a row for the Serb. The slide was arrested slightly with 1 hold from, or I think it was probably a couple of holds, wasn't there, from from Lorenzo there near the end. And I remember him celebrating one of those holes. I think the first one he'd had for a while in a big way. So, yeah, let's see if I can have a look at some other maybe interesting tweets. But I'm going to put my face back on the screen in a big way. In fact, let's go live on Instagram as well and share some of our thoughts there. Yeah. So there we go. Having a quick look at the live chat. Yeah, try to, if you say anything about Djokovic and Musetti, I will respond because that's where my focus of attention is for this fairly brief live interlude, whatever it is anyway. Yeah, let's share a pic of Novak again on the screen and some of those incredible stats. Let's have a quick look around the Twitter sphere as well to see some thoughts from, Vanch. That's a big call. Vanch is pretty convinced that Djokovic is winning this tournament. Well, given the opposition on the horizon and further down the road, interesting. Yeah, I mean, very possible. No Alcaraz, of course, left in the tournament, but here we are. Scott Barkley here. Novak Djokovic getting a time violation and immediately going on a 9-game win streak is the most Novak Djokovic thing to ever. Novak Djokovic. Yes, indeed, Scott. Well put. Any more interesting comments here? Oh, yeah, there was something as well regarding the draw. Oh, Kei Nishikori is going to play the Estoril Challenger. That's good news. I'm pleased about that because I will be there with Damien. Some responses to Vanch here, including from Tom. And Tom, I think, has written for the Talking Tennis website. In fact, I put an article on the Talking Tennis website about Goran Ivanisevic, Elena Rybakina, and Novak Djokovic. So do check that out if you get a chance. Anyway, Tom Jones here saying, can't really see who's left in the draw that can actually beat him. Grigor probably loses in straight sets, as will Korda. Korda, if healthy. We'll talk about that in a second. Fritz has a horrible record against him. De Minaur is poor versus the top players. And Zverev has no medal. Well, yeah, pretty damning there. But there we go. Although there is a response here from Vanch. To share this on the screen with you. Well, Zverev in best of 3 is 4-5 head-to-head versus Djokovic. So that's the biggest test, I think, indeed. If Zverev gets to the final, Zverev, of course, has to beat Artefis. I mean, who knows if Artefis can maybe beat Zverev as well. I mean, maybe that'll be an interesting match. I don't think Fis and Djokovic have ever played, so that could be an interesting final too. Any more Djokovic points on social media I can highlight to you? Here's Amy Lundy as well, who's also on the show from time to time. You've got a feel for Musetti. How many times have these two played? Novak is 37 years old. It's supposed to be getting easier, not harder indeed. The gap today was as big as ever. Looking good today indeed, says Ashley. Zverev is Nole's biggest threat, according to Jean. That makes sense. As well, and an interesting take. I'm presuming that's regarding Vanch's optimism over Djokovic's chances here. Maybe I should have a quick look at the stats again, just to individual match stats. That's good. Yes, I would like that, please. Not individual stats. Okay, here we go. Musetti against Djokovic. Share these on the screen. So Musetti's on the left and on the right is Djokovic. So serve rating, Musetti really well down there, 193 compared to 289 from Novak. 1 ace apiece, 3 double faults from Musetti, just 1 from Novak. And that first serve percentage that I highlighted, at least landing in from both players, was 70%. But the first serve points won, Novak kills Lorenzo there, and he does on the second serve points 1 as well, both over half. Yeah. Any return ratings? Well, again, Novak winning really all these key points. He actually won 49% of Lorenzo's first serves. Certainly his reflexes are no. I mean, Jake was asking me earlier about some of the deterioration in Novak's game. It's actually not the reflexes, which you may expect at someone of 37 years old. But there we go. Novak as well, on the 11 net approaches he had, he won 10 of those points. Musetti, it's It's never really a tactic that's actually ever going to work against Novak. I think Novak will probably be in his 40s and his 50s, and he'll still be passing players at the net, whether they're trying to serve and volley against him or just generally net approach off a short ball, because his passing efforts are second to none. 18 winners here, it says, according to the ATP website. I think we saw maybe a slightly different stat immediately after the match, but either way, pretty much double those of his opponent today. And that, I think, brings that to a close. There is a WhatsApp message I have here about Paolini in the press conference now in Miami, but that is that. Yes, so back to Twitter, and then I'll have a look towards that match with Korda, which will be coming up. Just actually seeing nice. Oh yeah, Serena Williams was in attendance today. So that was interesting. I saw Delpo as well in Djokovic's box. Not seen that before. It looks probably more like moral support rather than any advice, I would have thought. But plenty of Grand Slams in his box today, with obviously Andy Murray there as well. So 4 Grand Slams in his box and 24 Grand Slams he's got in his pocket. Novak Djokovic. And I highlighting there just how quickly the match changed after the good, strong start that Lorenzo made. And I was optimistic of a fairly lengthy affair at that stage. Yeah, there's an image of Juan Martín del Potro and also our Sabalenka Kim Wen-cheng preview. But yeah, Musetti broken 4 times in a row, and that was the match pretty much. Okay, keep your Novak and Musetti thoughts coming, but I'd also like your thoughts on Sebi Korda now as well, because it is that match that I would like to look forward to, which will be coming up in the next day or two. Let's have a look at their head-to-head. Did they play in Adelaide? Did they, just before the Australian Open of 2023? And I think there were some match points for Sebi, or maybe 1 match point was there in that encounter. I think that's the only encounter. Yes, indeed, Adelaide. Someone in the live chat can confirm, but I believe Sebi Korda had match points on that occasion. Let's have a quick look as well at Tennis Insights to see if they can tell us about how each of these 2 players are performing. And then we will also come to their routes so far as well. But let's have a quick look at Tennis Insights as well before we add to that further. Okay, Berrettini serving for the match right now. Interesting. I'm just going to watch this very quickly. Ooh, a forehand into the net from Berrettini at 40-30. Oh my goodness me. Nice clip of Raducanu as well, giving up for her match tomorrow. Yes, and a little bit of yeah. Okay, maybe the exertions of de Minaur last night may be catching up with him. Of course, de Minaur had those set points as well. Going to be another match point for Berrettini. Come to that in a second. So this will be from a previous encounter earlier on in the tournament, but okay, looking at Zverev there as well, some pretty high ratings for him. Yeah, this is Novak's rating against Hijikata rather than today, where he hit just 3 errors in the whole match. That's nuts, and a particularly high backhand rating there, as we can see. Berrettini with another match point. Actually, Raducanu plays Pegula tomorrow, and we have got a preview for that on the channel, so do please check out that. And Murray is with Novak until further notice. I think they should see each other through until at least Wimbledon anyway. I have a feeling that might be it, but But we'll soon see. Another match point comes and goes, this time on the more unreliable backhand side of Berrettini. But yes, so Djokovic against Sebi Korda. Let's have a look at Sebi Korda's route thus far. Of course, today he beat Gael Monfils, and he has pulled out of the, Sebi Korda. And this is probably possibly the biggest factor that we need to consider in this particular match between Korda and Djokovic, is the fact that Korda has withdrawn from the doubles with a wrist injury. And he did need to get some attention for that just shortly before the rain delay in that 3-set win he had over Gael Monfils. Previous to that, though, very impressive. I know Damien was particularly impressed with his performance against Stefanos Tsitsipas in a straight sets win, and before that, he beat Spit City in the round of 64 for the American number 24 seed. Djokovic, his route to this stage. Do let me know your predictions for Djokovic Korda as well. I'll be sharing them very, very shortly. He has beaten Hijikata, Carabelli, and Musetti without dropping a set. He's been in a couple of tie breaks, but other than that, looked pretty comfortable throughout. Which way do I see this going? It's to say it's all about the health of Korda would be doing a disservice to Novak. But I think in terms of the competitiveness, I think that the health of Korda is vital. Please do get your predictions in right now for Djokovic Korda, and I'll share them on the screen and then wrap this up. But yeah, for me, it is about Korda's health to see how competitive it is. If Korda is healthy, if his wrist is okay, I can see it being competitive. I can see it being close. I can see it going to 3 sets. But I do see Novak Djokovic winning this encounter. Shall we switch to de Minaur? Djokovic 7-5, 6-3, says Sean. Yes, indeed, Gene, as I already highlighted, he pulled out the doubles. Jake is saying, it's great seeing Murray courtside. He genuinely looks so nervous watching. Lol. And yeah, Jane here saying Djokovic looks good, but if Korda is healthy, it can definitely be competitive. Okay. That wraps up our preview of Djokovic and Korda. I'm going to stay live just for a few more minutes to see how this de Minaur Berrettini. Ooh, Berrettini again on the forehand. I'd be so disappointed with these forehands that are flying into the net. You know, his strong suit along with the serve. Look how much he's sweating there. Break point number 2 for de Minaur here. Where are you going with this? Oh, it's a let. Ten-minute game. Wow, to serve out, to try and serve out the match. Oh, I thought he was going to underarm serve there for a second, but he just dropped the ball. To the backhand, really good body. Well, backhand stroke body serve that. Juice. Don't forget there was a members only as well video out earlier, Jake. I know Jake has seen it. Hopefully you have, Sean, as well. Where we also included a preview of Paolini against Lynette, but that match is now concluded. But that is for members only. That was a live stream for members only. Goes down the tee there. 2 big serves here for Berrettini. We have got slightly abbreviated previews as well of Pegula against Raducanu and Zheng against Sabalenka, including our predictions for those encounters. They are out for everyone to watch. Match point number 3 here for Berrettini. It's a fault. He's been getting the first serves in when he's been break point down. Not on this occasion, where he's match point up for the second time, I think, or third. Oh, he's hit the forehand again on the forehanders. To be fair, he was hurried that time a little bit. I'm definitely going to stay live until the end of this game, and therefore potentially the match. If it goes to a tie-break, I'll stay live for that as well. So please hit the like button. We need more likes on our videos. Time violation, warning Berrettini. First one of the match. Of course, Djokovic got one of those earlier as well. Quite near the beginning. Not that it made much difference. Okay, second serve. Backhand return. Berrettini errs on the forehand again. Maybe it's something about the ball he's getting there on the forehand. I mean, they're not super easy forehands. He's sometimes being hurried, or that one had a pretty low bounce to it. Wasn't able to whip it as he would like, and now it's going to be a break point. Is it the third one for de Minaur? Decent first serve. I thought he was going to err on the forehand again. Now it's on the backhand, which we know where de Minaur's surely going to be peppering that backhand throughout now. Backhand cross courts. Run around forehand, but that wasn't really a run around there. And it's broken. De Minaur breaks, and we are going to a tie break. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. So, tie break incoming. You heard it, 6-game-all tiebreak. A couple of match points have come and gone. Three match points saved, yeah. Saved or lost in terms of, Berrettini not taking advantage. In the end, it was the backhand. Went to the forehand on the first serve. That makes sense, actually, though, to go forehand on the first serve, you know? The element of surprise, I think, is there from de Minaur. And, it's a strong suit, so you can't probably be afford to be going at the forehand on the second serve. But first serve, why not? Okay, Matteo, where are you going with this one? Down the tee, but you're not going to get it in. So, for some reason, the scoreboard hasn't updated on TV. It's 1-love, or 1-0 to de Minaur. Forehand error from de Minaur. So 1-1. Who's winning this tiebreak? Let me know in the live chat. I'm going de Minaur. I'm going de Minaur for the tiebreak and the match. Could look very silly in 5 minutes from now. Down the tee. Good serve, but de Minaur's done really well to get it back in. Oh, and it's again the forehand from Berrettini. 1-2. 2-1 because de Minaur's going to serve with a mini break advantage. Yeah. To the body. Body stroke backhand is the way to go. 3-1. Yeah. Gene suggesting that maybe those match points were lost from Berrettini rather than saved or won by De Minaur. A little smile here from Berrettini. Could be in the locker room by now. Instead, he's still out in the court. Tennis, eh? Backhand return. It's not bad for the backhand, but he's going to always switch to the forehand. But now he's going to get the backhand. It's going to be a slice from Berrettini. Berrettini's slice is pretty good. Now he's big on the forehand, but good defense there from De Minaur. Approaches the net. Oh, what a passing shot from Alex De Minaur. Take a bow, Alex. 4-1. Into the body from Berrettini, and it's 4-2 at the change of end. So it's just one mini break advantage that the De Minaur has. Berrettini will be desperate to hold serve on the next point. It's good to see Matteo sort of going deepish at these tournaments. It's been a while since we've seen him really deep. I think the last Masters final he was in was, I think, 2021 Madrid. That's what I'm thinking. The last Slam final would have been the same year, I think. Or the only Slam final maybe of his career was against Djokovic in 21. US Open semis of 2019, US Open semis of 2020. Australian Open semis of 2022. Am I missing some other big runs? Don't think he's ever won a Masters 1000, has he? He's won Queens once or twice. Let me know Matteo Berrettini's CV in the live chat. Anyway, 2-4. And the tee but wide on the first serve. It's double fault. Matteo Berrettini. So annoyed with himself there. I mean, it clipped the net and went long. I said he'd be desperate to win the next point to apply a bit of pressure to De Minaur. 5-2, Alex De Minaur. 2 holds. And we're going to a third set. Hi, Lexi. Please hit the like button. And thanks for becoming a member, by the way. Lexi and Jake, both members, and therefore both able to access the lengthy video we made earlier on today. Backhand cross court there. De Minaur going long, so it's 5-3. And thank you, Ashley, for the donation. Yeah, nice bonus stream. Thank you for your appreciation. Okay, 5-3. So one of the mini breaks has been retrieved by Berrettini. If he can retrieve the next one, it's just now it's sort of getting close. You can just see De Minaur basically going backhand, I think, probably most or all the time. Maybe on a first serve, he might go forehand. Went down the tee, so he was going towards the backhand there. I think he'll go backhand or body at most. Wonder if he'll go aggressive to the body. Go to the backhand, pretty close to the body. He's going to stick with that backhand, comes into the net. He's going to put that one away, 6-3. It's textbook play, that is, against Matteo Berrettini, and also textbook play potentially from de Minaur. 6-3, 3-set points. Whew. To remind you, or if you don't know, Matteo Berrettini has had, was it 2 or 3 match points? Jean said earlier, yeah, 3 match points. Now, Berrettini on serve, good forehand there, but great defense from de Minaur. That smash was, a little closer than it maybe had to be, but whatever. Berrettini puts it away, 6-4. 1 set point in this moment saved. Of course, de Minaur had 3 set points on the Berrettini serve a few games ago. Couldn't take them. Berrettini held. They stayed on serve. Berrettini then broke, then served for the match, had 3 match points on his serve. They came and went, and now we're in this tiebreak. And Berrettini has saved another set point. No shortage on drama, and at times quality, since I've tuned in, particularly from de Minaur. 6-5. Now, de Minaur, your 3rd set point in this tiebreak, I think the 6th in terms of this set, though, is on your serve. So it's his first of the 6 on his set. Oh, it's his 5th set point, my bad. Goes to the backhand, of course, but now it's on the Berrettini forehand. Got to get away from that forehand. And it's gone long. 6-all. Much to the Italians' delights in the crowd. Change of ends, ladies and gentlemen. Change of ends. Wow. The sweat-ridden shirt and shorts of Matteo Berrettini there. Well, I said de Minaur to win the tiebreak and de Minaur to ultimately win the match, but wow, that's looking a lot less likely now than it was 5 minutes ago when he had 3 set points in a row. Remember, Berrettini has had 3 match points. They've come and gone on his serve. Set point or match point next. Good forehand there from de Minaur. He's very much in charge of this rally right now, peppering that backhand. Now switching up to the forehand. Got to go to the back. No. And he's gone long. That's the thing, de Minaur. If you're going to go to the forehand, you've got to go big. And on that occasion, you went too big. Not by much, but too big indeed. Why didn't he go to the backhand there? Maybe he felt confident. Match point number 4 for Matteo Berrettini. He's won 4 points in a row in this tiebreak to get himself out of an incredible hole. And another match point on his serve as well. In fact, all his match points, all 4 of them, this has been the 4th, have been on his serve. 1 big serve away from a Masters quarterfinal. And given his injury travails over the last couple of years, incredible. 1 big serve goes into the net, so it's going to be a second serve. Are we going to get another twist in this incredible tale? Backhand return. Forehand Berrettini's not bad, but not good enough. Not yet. Another good forehand from him. De Minaur this time can't get away from the forehand, but now he goes to the backhand, obviously, and it's into the net, and it's a set point. It's a match point saved. 4 now have come and gone. As soon as De Minaur had a chance to attack the backhand on that occasion, he did, and it was obvious he would. 7-all. If you're watching, hit that like button on YouTube. If you're tuning in on Twitter or Twitch, do get in the live chat. Comment, and Instagram as well. 7-all. Ooh, second serve. It was a second serve on the previous match point, and it was De Minaur who eventually got up in the rally. Into the back has a really aggressive second serve. And De Minaur hits a backhand into the net. Berrettini really benefiting there from taking a risk on that second serve. Match point number 5. I think. 5 or 6? 5. Yeah, 5, I think. And this one is the first one on De Minaur's serve. Okay. Into the backhand, of course. He's going to go to the backhand again. Keep going to that backhand, surely. Slice. But he might not be able to get the backhand. Yes, he can. He finds it again. And again. Oh, no, he changed direction and he misses. And Berrettini at the 5th chance, at the 5th time of asking on match points, gets over the line, much to his relief, both physically and mentally. Nice exchange at the net. De Minaur there. Tried for the element of surprise, but if you're going to do that, you've got to at least land it in. Berrettini. Yeah, he wants that applause. Wow. The best Berrettini has played since 2022. I'm going to posit that. And he's into the Miami quarterfinals. Wow. Let's have a quick look at the draw before we end the show. Berrettini will play the winner of Walton and Fritz. And Fritz has won the first set there. All right, guys. This wraps the stream up. Please do hit the like button and all the rest of it and all that other jazz. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll speak to you soon. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.